Okay, well, I guess I'm live and I guess we're doing it this way. I wanted it to be horizontal and that's not the way it worked out. So I'll do a vertical live and we'll just do it this way. I don't want to stop the stream and restart it because I did have a link out there that I had scheduled this. So we'll just do it this way. And I'm sitting here with no makeup on because I'm going to be going through a package that I just got in the mail and I couldn't wait to share it. And it is my Tarte order that I placed when I saw that they had a mystery box and also a new holiday set. So I got those and I didn't want to wait for the filming and the editing and all of that because, first of all, they're having a sale right now and I wanted you to see the products before that sale ended. And second of all, doing all of that sometimes just kills the joy in playing with new makeup. And I haven't done a live in probably well over a year, maybe not that long, but I was doing them weekly and really enjoyed it. And I haven't done one for a while, obviously, because I didn't figure out how to make this be horizontal and it's vertical. I'm not a tech person. I love makeup, but the tech, sometimes I struggle. So I have an iced coffee. I use the Nescafe cold brew, or just the concentrate, and added a little water to dilute it, and then added some oat milk, the barista blend, so it gets a nice creamy consistency. And that's what I'm drinking. So share when you get here, share your name. Say hello. Let us know where you are if you're comfortable with that, and let us know if you're here on your lunch break or and what you're drinking. So I'm going to get into the products right away. I'm also going to show you other Tarte products that I have in case those are on sale and you might be interested in those. The code that you would put, I'm going to put that in the chat. Hello, Suko and Bianca and Erin. Good to see you guys. There is about a 15 or 20-second delay between what I say and when you see it. So if it seems like you're typing and I'm not responding, it's because there is a delay, or anyway, it makes it a little confusing, but I'll get to it. Hi, Erin, and you are here cooking lunch. I do have my laptop sitting right there so that I can refer to the chat. It's a little hard to see on the phone screen, and so I'll be looking over that way. And then I also have some tabs up for the Tarte products so that if there are questions, then I can go and put it there. So this is a back and forth. You guys chat with me. I answer your questions. Doesn't have to be about Tarte. If you want to ask another question about makeup, go for it, and I will do what I can to answer it. Give me 1 second while I pop over here and see what's happening in. Okay, let's see. I'm taking care of the chat. Give me just a second. Okay, Sparky was a little obsessed with 6'7". Sparky's gone. Okay, if it continues to be a problem in the chat, I may have to see if I can have one of you guys volunteer to be moderator so that you can keep up with that and I can talk about makeup, because that's... Hi, Eli. All right, let's get to the makeup, shall we? So it comes nicely packaged, and also, if you sign up for Tarte Text, you can get 20% off and free shipping. So I have 2 little bundles in here, and I want to do the mystery box first. So let me see if I can figure out which one is that. And I think that's maybe this one. Lots of purple tissue paper. Okay. Thank you for the donations. I appreciate it very, very much. That's not why I'm doing this, but thank you. I really do appreciate it. And that was Bianca and Aaron and if I do appoint a mod, it's going to have to be somebody that I already know, and I do have some people who watch that I actually know in real life. So not to disappoint anyone, but if I don't really know you, then I feel a little, I don't know. We'll see. So far, the chat's going okay. And hello to Darian and hello to Bree. So, okay. I don't think that they like did the mystery box all together because I ordered the mystery box and one of their holiday sets and then a couple of loose items. And then I also had a couple of freebies and they look like they're just all thrown together. So it might take me a while to figure out which ones were actually the mystery products. So let me just dump these out in my box. So one of the freebies they sent was the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Multi-Stick. And this is a lip and cheek product. These are samples, so they're like single use. You just peel this off, and maybe we'll swatch them in a little bit. Let me know. When we swatch those, obviously then it will mean that I can't use them later, but that's okay. This is for you guys. That's obviously a mystery. But also a freebie, I think I might have done this one with points, is the Fake Awake stick. This is the trial size, but right now this is in their $11 sale. So you can get the full size, the trial size, like $12. Full size is normally, I think, 20 something. Sorry, don't have that. Well, yeah, I do, actually. Yeah. No, I don't have that up. The normal's in the 20s, but you can get it with the code SINGLESDAY, all capitals, SINGLESDAY, for $11 right now. So I'm definitely going to be using that one. My plan here is to go through all of the products and show them to you, and then I'm going to put them on because I'd like to do a full face, but I don't really know what I have in here. So until I know what I have, I can't start putting it on. All right. Hello, Pink Dragon. I am doing really well, and hello to you. If I'm missing someone, well, Uncle Ted, that just wasn't really very nice. I don't even know why you're here if that's the way you feel. So trying to separate what I ordered from the mystery stuff because I want to see if the mystery box was worth the $59 that I paid for it, so that when a mystery box comes up in the future, if you guys want to try one, then you can. That was mystery. I ordered that. Some of these mystery box items, I don't know about. I did get a sample of the Lights Camera Lashes mascara. I have used this in the past and I really, really like it. The this size is $12, and I'm not sure if the full size is on special right now on their Singles Day sale, but it might be. Okay. Let me get organized here. Okay. So one of the items that I ordered that was not part of the mystery box is the Maracuja Juicy Lip Cream. I have used the Maracuja Juicy Lip, just the regular one. Nope, that's a liner. Darn it. This is really confusing. I wish they'd put the mystery box all together, but they didn't. Can anybody else not hear me? Pink Dragon says they can't hear me. Oh, no, now Pink Dragon can hear me. Okay, good. I was thinking maybe my microphone wasn't working. All right, so this is the Juicy Lip Cream, and I got this in the shade Deep Pink. And this one is not as balmy as the Juicy Lip Gloss or the regular Juicy Lip. And that's a very pretty shade. A little bit more maybe of a spring summer shade but I will definitely wear that. Very pretty. Although this looks like one of those that once you put it up, they won't come back down. So be careful about how far you twist these up. I don't really like that. Okay. So things are falling everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There were 9 products in the mystery box, and I actually think I got a pretty good selection of things here. Obviously, when a company does a mystery box, they're going to be giving you the stuff that they are trying to either clear out or that maybe isn't their best sellers. They might throw a couple of the best sellers in there to entice you to come back and get more. But it is 9 full-size products for $59, and I think that's a pretty good deal. Another sale that they do is in May, where they do their 7 products for $69-ish. And that's a really good deal because you can usually pick what you want in that by picking through categories. You may not be able to select anything on the site, but it's still a pretty good deal. Aaron, I got a couple of mascaras here that I'm going to be going through. I think I got the Maneater. Couple of those came in the Christmas, the holiday gift thing. And so we'll talk about mascaras and see if we can find you a new mascara. I do have, hi Mary, good to see you. I do have pets. I have a dog and a cat. Actually, we have 2 cats. My daughter has one. They're both tuxedo cats. Our dog is a mutt, and we also have cows and 1 chicken. Okay, just catching up real quick in the chat. Let's get into the mystery box. So one of the things in here is this Tarte C Glow Light, and it is in the shade Sun Flush. I don't know if this is a blush or a highlighter, but let's find out. It is a liquid something or other. It's a very bright color. Wow. And let me see. Oh, cheek and lip watercolor. So you can use these either on your cheeks or on your lips. And there's the shade on that. Let me take a little off, and then let's see how that blends out, shall we? Oh, okay. That does pretty well. That's not bad. I was a little concerned that this was going to be Clown City, but it actually blends out really well. So I might even try that when we get to the full face part. So that was one. And then, as always is the case in these mystery boxes, there's usually some weird thing that like you probably wouldn't buy. And in this case, it is a Tartelette Pro Little Lash Helper. So it's kind of a tweezer, but I'm not sure if it's really a tweezer or if it's just like for gripping lashes. And honestly, it's pretty, it's gold, but pretty much whenever you buy lashes, a lot of times they'll have the lash gripper in there. So yeah, this is something that I probably won't use. But hey, you know, I guess I got to get rid of them somehow, right? And that's the risk you take when you buy a mystery box, is that there's probably going to be something in there that you can't use. Now, Tarte said that the mystery box value was $170. So I only paid $59 for it. So if there's one thing in there that I can't use, that's the way it goes sometimes. Another mystery box item is a brush, and this is their Power Smoother Buffing Brush. This would actually probably be really good to use with this, putting it on. Pink Dragon, I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but here it's 12:48 and I am Central Time. So I don't want you to be late wherever you have to go. So it's just a dense brush. It has a little bit of an angle to it, and that's a very nice brush. It's a little fat, but you know, for putting on cream blush or bronzer, I think that would be a really good brush. So we'll use that today when I put on that cream blush. Okay. Another item in the mystery box is this Maracuja Juicy Lip Liner in the shade. I probably should have my readers over here because I know there's going to be a time that I'm not going to be able to see this. Red. They get really creative. The naming department was really on their game when they named this one. Hi, Millie. Good to see you here. We're just going through the products that I got, and this is a twist up, is it? Is it twist up? It's not twisting. A twist. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a twist up, not a sharpener. Funny story, I got a Sigma eyeliner, and I didn't realize that it was a twist up, and so I tried to sharpen it and kind of made a mess with it. Ooh, that is bright pink. If you want to channel your inner Barbie, that one will do it. So probably not a whole lot of cases that I'm going to be using a liner that pink, but sometimes, who knows? A Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Berry. Now, this is the blush tape. I have one already that I got in, let's see, where's the shade? Oh, this one is in Rose. So cool. This is a different shade than what I already have, which is always good. Okay, Pink Dragon, I'm so glad that you popped in for a little. So yeah, it looks like you got about 10 minutes before you're going to have to head out. The blush tape has these sponge tip here, and you open them. If you twist, it unlocks. See how there's a little space there? And then you squeeze it up, and the product comes out the top. Let's do this one on this hand. Oh, that is a really pretty shade. Let me blend it out just a little bit. And there's a little bit of a sheen to it. That's much more wearable for me than that bright pink. So I might have you guys pick which one you want to see me try a little bit later. Okay. Hello, Aria. It's nice. Hello, Aria. Nice to see you. I'm glad you joined us. I am right now going through the mystery box that I got from Tarte. And then in a little bit, I'm going to be putting a full face on, or at least as much as I have from them. Also in the mystery box was this. I think this is one of the fake. Yeah, I got a full size of the Fake Awake. I also used points to get a travel size. So now I have two. And I think I'm going to open this one, and I might toss this one in my giveaway drawer for later. Probably not doing a giveaway today. Don't get excited. But I do, when I have multiples of things, I do like to just kind of stash them in my drawer and every now and then do a giveaway. So this Fake Awake is designed, it's a light colored eyeliner. And so if you have a fair skin tone or something like that, you can use this fair to medium, I would say. I'm not sure that if you have a deeper skin tone, something like this would do well, but the purpose is to make your eyes look brighter and more awake. And you put this in the lower waterline, and then it brightens your eyes. So I will be using that when I get to the eyes today. Worst nightmare, I completely agree. And thank you for sharing your faith with us in the comment section. Honestly, Pink Dragon, I'm not going to be able to choose a color yet because I do have a couple palettes that came in the holiday set, and so the blush tone that I use is going to be based on what I choose in that, and I haven't gotten into that yet. So I will post this as a replay though. So if you want to come back after whatever it is that you have that you need to leave for, you can watch the replay and see what I chose. Okay. All right. Hello, Maria. Good to see you. I am going through my mystery box from Tarte. This one is the Maracuja Juicy Lip Plumping Gloss. They have so many of these Maracuja Juicy Lips. There's the regular plain old original Maracuja Juicy Lip. That's the one I have here that I got in the 7 for $69 last May. I think I got it. And then they have the cream, and they have a lip oil, and they have a lip plump. And so this one is the gloss. And this is in the shade White Peach. So I'm expecting it to be and it's a very light kind of pinky peach. And this one is actually has a brush tip, I think. Let's see. Let's put this on. Is that a brush? Yeah. Interesting. It's not a doe foot. It's a brush, and has just the slightest hint of a peachy tone to it. Can you see that? Okay. I actually have something on my lips right now, but while I'm chatting with you guys, I'll put this on. It smells a little bit minty, but also a little vanilla-y. And it is a plumping, so let's see if it sets my lips on fire or not, because I do not like the really stingy plumpers. A little bit of minty's okay, but if it's super stingy, it's coming off. Right now, this is just like pepperminty and a little bit cooling, but it's not stingy. Okay. So right now, the shades that I've gotten in this kind of appear to be more like summer themed, which kind of makes sense because they're probably trying to clear a lot of that off the website so that they can bring in more fall tones and that sort of thing, which is perfectly fine. That's the fake away. I already went through that. I'm trying to move things out of the way as I go through them. And then they sent a box of false eyelashes. And these, honestly, I will never use these. I'm going to probably put this in my giveaway drawer as well because they are just way too, they're pretty, but they're way too dramatic for what I would wear. So I'm going to put those over to the side. And then I think probably the highlight of my mystery box is the Shape Tape Glow Bar. And this is a highlighting palette that has 3 highlighters in there. And so let's open that up and see what those look like. Pink Dragon, I did say that I have a dog. She's a mutt. She just turned 9. And we have 2 cats, 2 tuxedo cats. One's mine, one's my daughter. And then we have some cows and a chicken, although they're not pets. So I need the secret code to get into this. Anybody know what it is? Ah, there we go. Push the little lever. Okay, so that's very, let's do this here so I don't blind you guys. That's a lot more subtle than I thought it was going to be from the packaging. I thought that this one up here was going to be really dark, and it's not that dark. So, all right, let me wipe my hand off here, and then I'm going to give you guys some swatches of this. This is gorgeous, by the way. This glow bar is absolutely gorgeous. The back of the box says apply champagne blur all over to smooth and soften. That's this first one here is champagne blur. And then the bronze glow for sculpting and defining. That's this guy over here. And then sunlit or bronze glow on the high points of the face to highlight. Okay, so let me grab a makeup wipe. Should have already had these out because with all the swatching I plan on doing, definitely going to need this. That lip liner, by the way, is wanting to be pretty stubborn, which is good because that means it's going to last a long time. So, all right, let's check out these highlighters. So Champagne Glow is the top one here. Put that one on that finger. And then Best Selling Sunlit. These are so smooth. This is a baked formula. And then we have Bronze Glow, and they are just so silky and smooth. Okay, the Bronze Glow is going to probably be a little dark on me, but here's the champagne. That's hard. Can you guys see that at all? I can't really even see it. That's the medium one. And then there's the dark one. Oh, I think you can see him a little bit here. 1, 2, 3. I am going to turn down my lights just a little bit. Give me a second. This is what you get when you watch lives sometimes. Is that better? A little less blown out. Can you see those now? So the thing that I'm seeing here is that they are super subtle and will not make you look like a disco ball or like you're beaming to outer space. And as a more mature woman, that's really very helpful because then you aren't going to be emphasizing the texture and that sort of thing. Mary, the mystery box isn't available anymore. And so I feel bad that, I mean, by the time I got it, it was already off the site. So it's not like I could have done this sooner. But they do mystery boxes more often. And so my point here to do this is to see, is it worth getting the mystery box, or is it just a bunch of expired, or not expired, they wouldn't sell expired products, but discontinued things that like nobody else wanted, and so they throw them in a mystery box and get rid of them. You do kind of get that with the ColourPop mystery box, just as a warning. I was hoping that Tarte, being a little higher end brand, wouldn't do that, and so far what I'm getting here are definitely their, standard everyday products, maybe just in colors and shades that were more, summerish, and so they are trying to clear those out, but they're really good products. So I think I've gotten through all of the mystery box items. Let me count them. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one I just said I wasn't going to take out of the box because I'm going to probably give that one away. 6, 7. What else was in here? Oh yeah, 8 and 9. So of the products, the 9 products, there's one that I would have kept and used if I hadn't already gotten the travel size. And then 2 that, I kind of feel like were just throw-ins on Tarte's behalf. So feeling like, 7 products that I got for $59 means each of these was less than $10, the ones that I'm keeping and that I plan to use. I think that's a pretty good bargain. And so would I recommend a Tarte mystery box? Absolutely. Why not? This is so much fun to just not know what you're going to get and get 7 high-end products for less than $10 a piece. All right, so I know when I do my full face, I'm going to be putting this on, and then we'll be using some of these other things as well. Okay, so I got to get rid of some boxes here. Give me a second. Talk amongst yourself. What did you? Can you please tell me one more thing before I go? How old are your cows and chicken? Okay, my chicken is about 3 years old. She's the only one we have left. Unfortunately, my entire family has an egg allergy, so she just lives her best life, and she's just kind of out there. Cows are anywhere from a couple of months old to maybe 12 or 13 years because they are born and raised here. And yes, we do raise cattle for selling. We're not vegetarian, we're not vegan. So if that upsets you, that's just what we do. So, and they're not pets, like I said. We do have a couple. My daughter has one that she raised from a bottle because its mama didn't make it. So they get to be a little bit more pets, but I don't play with the cows. Okay. Hi, Anne. I am so glad that I am representative of your age group. I love the fact that there are becoming more and more women of a certain age on YouTube. And I will have makeup on soon, but I've been doing YouTube now for 4.5 years. And at first it was really uncomfortable for me to sit on camera without any makeup on. But I really want it to be more accepted. A woman's aging face to just be okay, to be out there, and this is who we are. I stopped coloring my hair in April, and so my natural grays are coming in. My silver, it's a little bit white, it's a little darker underneath, but this is me. And if you don't like it, frankly, you can leave. Okay. Oh, Pink Dragon, I'm sorry that you have to leave, but I hope that you will come back and catch up on the replay and finish out the rest of it. I'm glad you were here. And have a great rest of your day. Hello, Janie from New York City. Good to have you here. I'm going to take 1 second, go back and see who I missed. And then, okay, so Janie. Hey, Liz, I see you popped in. Good to see you. And I think, oh, thank you, Erin. I appreciate that. And Zuleika, did I say that right? I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Hello. All right, Erin, this is the Light Camera Lashes mascara. You said you needed a mascara. I'm going to be doing a video pretty soon too on some tubing mascaras. And I have some that I really, really like from the drugstore. So if you can get a mascara on Tarte for like $11, I say go for it. But there are so many good ones from the drugstore. Just saying. Okay, and that's going to be coming up probably in a week or so. I have like 4 of them I have to test, and I only have 2 eyes. So it's going to take me a little while. Here's the brush for the Lights Camera Lashes. It's a very standard bristle brush. It's not one of those plasticky, pokey ones. And what I like about this is that it does a great job coating the lashes. And when I used it in the past, it does not flake or smudge, lasts all day, but it comes off easily with my cleansing balm. So that's actually a good mascara. And honestly, I really like when you can buy a mascara in a travel size, because you're only supposed to keep them for 3 months. I don't keep them for just 3 months. I have a rule now that if a mascara has been in my collection for more than a year, it has to go, probably longer than I should. But I do now date. I put a little garage sale sticker on my products when they come into my home with the month and the year that I purchased them, so that I can keep track of how long they've been around, because time goes so much more quickly than you think it does. And when I went through and did a declutter at the beginning of the year, I went through my past orders to figure out when I purchased things. And I had some mascaras that I thought I'd only had for like a year that I'd had for 2 or 3 years. they went in the trash can. But that's when I decided that I would, from then on, date all of my products when they came in so that I would know how old they were. Okay. Oh, Pink Dragon, you're still here. Okay. You get an extra hour. I don't know if you'll probably be able to get to see the whole thing because my plan was about an hour, but I haven't even started putting on any makeup. So we might go a little bit longer than that. So let's get into the next thing that I bought and get rid of some of this stuff because otherwise everything's going to be falling on the floor, which is actually fairly common for a video of mine. I don't think I can ever film without dropping something. So that's just the way it goes. I'm going to get rid of packaging here and move the stuff that I'm not going to use. When I did the 7 for $69 or whatever it was last May, that's the sale that they run in May, I did get some foundation and things like that. So I actually have a pretty good amount to do a full face here. We're going to get into that in a minute. But this is one of the holiday sets. And this is still available. You get 2 palettes, 2 mascaras, and 2 lip products. This one is the Kindness Cafe. I think there's another one, but I only saw this one on the site still. So the other one might have already sold out. And I didn't realize this until I was like researching a little bit for this because I wanted to make sure I had prices and things like that. This set was, where did I put my price? $59. So for $60, you get 2 complete sets. And watch this, you guys. Watch this when I get... I have to open it, and I don't want to destroy any of my fingernails. So hang on. Not that they're like, you know, gorgeous or anything right now anyway, but they come packaged. Told you I was going to drop something. Okay. They come packaged separately, and there's a little to from on the back. So if you have makeup lovers in your life, you could get this set. Each of these would be $30. By the way, I do have a link down in the description box of this live to a Shop My with all of the products and that sort of thing. That's an affiliate link. And if you're going to purchase something and you purchase through my affiliate link, then I get a little bit of a commission. And I very much appreciate that because it does help support my channel. First snow in north of Sweden. Oh my goodness. So I'm taking it that Maria, that you love the snow in the winter. I do not. We've had our first 20-degree temperatures in Fahrenheit, and that's pretty cold. I'm not ready for winter. But if you love it, then great. I'm glad you're getting your first snow. Pink Dragon, I'm not comfortable sharing on the internet like where I live, but I am in the US. I'm in the United States. So we're going to open these and check them out and see what color stories these are. So each one has a Tartelette palette, a mascara, and a lip product. Okay. Obviously, if you're in my family, you're probably not getting one of these for Christmas. Sorry about that. Unless I really, really like it and go buy another one. So the first one is the Hot Cocoa palette. And this one comes with the Tartelette tubing mascara and a Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump. Okay. I have had this mascara before. I got it in the bundle that I told you about just a little bit ago. And while it goes on and wears like a tubing mascara, I do not feel that it comes off like a tubing mascara, in that it doesn't just like warm water with a tubing mascara. In case you don't know, the mascara wraps around the lash and creates a tube, and then it doesn't flake off and it doesn't move. But when you put warm water on your eye and gently kind of rub and then pull down, those tubes just fall right off your lashes. It's really nice for mature lashes because it's not harsh and it doesn't damage your lashes, like trying to rub really hard to get off, especially a waterproof mascara. So this one, the Tartelette tubing mascara, I didn't feel removed as easily as some of the other tubing mascaras that I've used. Now, I have heard that the Tartelette XL, which is also a tubing mascara, is an improvement on the formula and that it actually does remove more easily. So if you were going to buy a tubing mascara from Tarte, I would recommend the Tartelette XL. Will I use this because I have it? Absolutely. It's a good mascara. But I would have preferred this to be the Tartelette XL. And I'm guessing that's probably why this is in a bundle, because they need to clear out some inventory. Okay, let's be honest. Let's just be frank about it. On the Maracuja Juicy Lip Plum, the shade is Hot Cocoa, which is nice because that's the palette. And these you press up the bottom and the product comes up. I'm not sure. Oh, that's such a pretty color. I wasn't going to swatch it, but who am I kidding? I'm keeping these. Oh, that is really, really pretty. That's a beautiful, just everyday shade. And you can see they have a glossy, balmy texture. They're so comfortable to wear. Now, this is the plump, I believe. And so, yeah, there's a little bit of a minty hint there and some vanilla as well. It smells really good. Okay, so that was the mascara and the lip. Let's check out this little Tartelette mini palette. It is so cute. It's a little 6-pan palette. I don't know why these are so hard to open. Okay, so here's the shades. Let me turn it right side up. And these are really, really pretty. There's everything you need in here to create a beautiful everyday or even a little bit smokier eye look. You've got this light shade that you can put all over the lid. I like doing this because I do have some veining and lines on my eyes, and so that kind of helps blank everything out before you get started. Then we have a nice transition shade and a deeper to deepen up the crease, the outer corner, maybe use as an eyeliner. And then, yeah, 3 shimmer shades. You've got one that's a little bit warm and copper, a little bit more golden. And then this one's a little coppery. And then pink. So, want me to swatch them? I will do so. Okay. Time for an iced coffee break. Hang on, guys. I've been talking for 45 minutes. I'm a little thirsty. Okay, so swatching. The first one is Bonjour. They have some really cute embossings on them too. I guess I should. Did you see those before I end up destroying it? Can you see the little heart on that one? So Bonjour. I'm going to do the mattes first and then the shimmers. Amour is the medium toned matte, and Patisserie is the deep one. These are really, really soft and smooth. So there's the light toned, the mid-tone matte, and then the deeper matte. Those swatched incredibly well. All right, let's get some shimmers going. I don't think an eye look is complete until you put a shimmer on. That's just me. All right, the first one is Mon Chéri, and it's a little bit of a pink. Then we have Tarte. I don't understand. I'm sure it's a play on something, but I'm not catching it. Tartetin and Oh La La. So we have a little bit of a rose gold shimmer, a coppery shimmer, and then a just rich cocoa shimmer. That's beautiful. Wow. Chloe, do I like cheese? I have a dairy allergy, so while I like cheese, I can't have it. And why would you ask three times? Once is enough. Okay, so that's the first one that you get in this holiday set. Let's check out the second one, and then I'll decide which one I'm going to use. Oh, what happened? I lost my feed. Hang on here. Okay, I'm back. For some reason, probably because I'm in the very back of the house and the internet's on the other end, I lost my feed on my computer, and that's how I keep track of comments, so I needed to get it back. We're checking out the next set in the holiday set. Tell me what you think of the first one. Do you think those products are worth $30? I mean, basically $10 a piece, which, you know, Tarte, I would consider Tarte to be kind of a mid-priced brand. A lot of their products are in the $20 to $30 range. So not really high-end, but not drugstore affordable either. But when you get 3 products for $30, then each one is $10, and that is drugstore affordable pricing. So anyway, I have a video that I did a while back. I'm not even sure how far ago, where I talked about getting high-end products, but at drugstore prices. And this is one of the ways you do it. You shop the sale, or you shop a bundle where they put things together like this, and you can get some really nice makeup for not a lot of money. And exactly, Erin, drugstore prices are creeping up. So even those things that used to be affordable are not. You know, when I first started this channel, and I would consider, you know, $20 to be that mid-range, which I still kind of feel like it is. And Pixie was kind of up there, but most of the others were more down around the $10 to $13, $14 range. And now that range, even for Maybelline, CoverGirl, that kind of thing, is more 15 to 20. So that's one reason I still really love Essence and Catrice and those kinds of brands, because they are truly still very affordable at under $10 for most of their items. Kev, no, you can't rage bait me, because I don't know you, and there's really nothing you can say that would make me rage, and then I'll just block you. So might as well not even try it. Movie night at the school sounds really fun. Pink Dragon. Oh, okay. So this one now is called Creme Brulee, and it is a warm neutral palette. I guess I should have started with the mascara and the lip like I did, but eyeshadow's my jam, so I went right there. So this one is more of a warm, toasty palette, and those are beautiful as well. Wow, so pretty. Okay, so again, this one has 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. The mattes are this here and these 2, and then the shimmers are those. It doesn't have that light shade that I like to prime my eyes with, but I always have my trusty Wet n Wild Brulee handy for those situations when my palette doesn't have that shade. So let's swatch Je T'aime, and that had an Eiffel Tower embossed on it. It was very pretty. Then Bisou Bisou, and this has, which I think in French is Kiss Kiss. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it is. And then Belle. And again, just super, super creamy and buttery shades. I mean, those are single swipe swatches and just amazing. Beautiful. Okay, let's get the shimmers. Tarte's shimmers are very smooth. They aren't as metallic and blingy as some other shimmers are, but that can be really nice on mature lids because it's not going to emphasize as much of the crepiness and the texture that we have there. The first shimmer is meringue. Then we have boulangerie. In case you don't know, that is a bread shop in France. My daughter bakes, and so that's how I know that. And then we have macaron, and macaron is different from macaroon. So getting a little baking knowledge with your makeup here. So the first one, meringue, and that's just a really pretty soft gold. And then boulangerie is kind of similar, but a little deeper. This one has just a little bit of pink in it. This is a little more true gold. And then macaron is more coppery. So there you go. Very, very pretty. And I think that this would be a beautiful gift. So let's check out the mascara and the lip that came with this one. I'll clean my arm off. This one comes with the Man-Eater mascara, and I have not used this mascara, so I cannot. I think maybe today I'll use it and we'll see what it's like, because this is the one that I have that I haven't used. Okay, this has a more rubbery, like really thin spiky brush. And so I wonder if that would do a good job separating your lashes and give a more like wispy look. We're going to try it and find out. And the lip that came with this one is the Maracuja Juicy Lip. This is kind of the OG, the original one. And the shade is Creme Brulee. So they've done a good job of matching undertones of the lip to the palette. And this one, let me bring it up a little bit, is a very pretty, just kind of a peachy nude. That's beautiful. All right, you guys, time for you to vote in the comments on which of these palettes you would like to see me put on my eyes, because I'm going to do that. And I understand some of you aren't going to be able to hang out this long in the live and are going to need to leave, catch the replay later if you want. But I just want to play with makeup. So which one should I use? The creme brulee or the hot cocoa? It's up to you in the comments. And while you vote on that and get a chance to have the votes add up a little bit, I am going to put some foundation on and get started on my face. So I need to get my hair out of the way. So far, I have 2 hot cocoa. Okay, there's one. And there's the other. The foundation I'm going to be using is the Shape Tape Cloud Coverage, and it has a SPF 15. I already have my skincare and my SPF on. Did that earlier. This is the shade 16N Fair Light Neutral, but I need to do some primers, and I don't have any Tarte primers, so we will just go in my primer drawer over here, see what I can find. I think I'm going to use the e.l.f. matte primer. Don't actually have a hydrating primer right now, but I have combo oily skin, and so don't really use a hydrating primer in the summer. I'm much more likely to use a matte primer in heat and humidity. So for now, this e.l.f. is the Stay Matte Gripping Primer. They have several in their Power Grip line. They have the original one, which is the green, kind of the clear green, and then they have the pink one that has niacinamide, and this is the matte version. And right now, this is my favorite one. So, oh, Natalie, what are you doing over there? You're sending lots of stuff. It says sent 100 for 2 jewels. Pink Dragon also says hot cocoa. Okay, so lots of fun stuff happening in the comments. Then I always use my Wet n Wild Cooling Hydra Depuffer under my eyes. This has been a staple in my routine for over a year. I first bought it in July of 24, used it completely up and repurchased it this July. It took me a year of using it pretty much every single day to use it up. And even though I have combo oily skin, my under eyes are a little dry and crepey. And yes, I have dark circles and I have bags. And that's just kind of, you know, what happens when you've lived several decades on this planet. And it's okay. But this helps to hydrate that area just before I put concealer on, which helps it to crease less and to last longer. So, what am I missing here? There was something that said it was held for review. Sure, Benson. Hi, Zara. I don't know who Zara is, but hi, Zara. I'll say hi to Zara. And thank you for your kind words. And I dropped a brush that I'm going to need, so I have to retrieve it. If you come to my lives expecting like polish and glitz and glam, you're going to be sadly disappointed because that's just not who I am. But I do love makeup and I love sharing makeup with you guys. So if that's what you're here for, then cool. Okay. Makeup. So I'm going to take this and put a little bit on here. Now, one thing I've found as I get older, that less is definitely more. If you put on too much of any product, complexion product, you're going to have it much more likely to settle in your lines and your wrinkles, to look cakey, to look like a mask, and that is not what we're going for. So take a small amount and just dab it on. And then I am going to use a fluffy foundation brush to blend this in. And I think that this foundation gives pretty good coverage. This is a really good shade match for me. It might be just a tad light, but once we get full into the deep of winter, it's going to be a really good shade for me. And so here's just one little light coverage coat on this side versus nothing over here. So we'll just go on. All right, so are you guys are you the ones who decorate immediately, like once Halloween's over, your Christmas decorations are up? Or do you wait for Thanksgiving to decorate for Christmas? Let me know in the comment. I want to know who's on team decorate, like, you know, as soon as you can, and who likes to wait a little while. I tend to wait a little while because otherwise I get tired of walking around the tree and stuff, and then it's not still fresh for Christmas. But we used to also always do a live tree. We would go out to our property and cut a cedar. And so you can't put that up very far before Christmas, or it's dead and has no needles on it by the time Christmas gets here. But about 3 years ago, the kids are grown now, and so there's nobody to go out and hunt the tree and argue about which one's the best and help cut down the tree and decorate it. So I went ahead and bought our first ever in my life artificial tree. And so now, on a random Sunday, if I get the urge to decorate the Christmas tree, I can go up to the attic, haul it down, and decorate it. And I don't need to make a big plan for everybody to be here and do it. And so we make changes. As life changes, we have to also make changes. So now I can decorate sooner and not have to worry about a fire hazard in my living room by the time Christmas gets here. But it is a really nice pale shade. And sometimes when you're pale, especially with a cool undertone, it's difficult to find a shade that gives you a good match and doesn't pull orange or warm. So I'm very happy with this shade of this foundation. Again, that was 16N Fair Light Neutral. And if you click on the Shop My link down in the description box, it will take you to my Shop My shelf that has all of the Tarte products in it that I've been talking about here. So I need concealer. I do not have a Tarte concealer, so I'm going to be using my favorite Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. And I don't like the sponge on top, but not the reason because that most people don't like it. Most people say, oh, it's unhygienic and I don't like that. I don't find it any more unhygienic than using a doe foot, putting it on your face and then shoving it back down in there. I just get too much with it. And so I take a little bit of a dense concealer brush and just kind of dab it there and then use that to put it on, and I get a lot less. And again, the theme here, when you are my age or, you know, in your above 50, that less is more. You don't want to be putting your concealer on like a 2016 YouTuber with that big swipe and all of that, because it's going to settle in every line and crease that you have. And it's not going to conceal the dark circles and stuff. It's actually going to draw attention to it. So very small amount. And then I like to take my finger, and because I have two, you could do it in half the time, both sides at once, and just tap it. And this helps to warm up the concealer and then meld it into your skin. Always have at hand a 10x mirror just so that I can check and make sure that it is blended and not settled into these little creases on the inner portion of my eye. I also don't have a Tarte powder. Not going to powder yet because I do have the cream blushes that I'm going to use, but I'm not going to put blush on yet because I want to get my eyes done so that I make sure that I don't have a cool toned eyeshadow and then end up with a warm tone blush. Sometimes you can get away with that, but you really want to try to match your undertones. So if you're doing a cool tone eyeshadow, then you would want to select a cool tone blush and also a cool tone lipstick. So I think that's a good point, Mary. If you put your stuff up early, then you can focus on Advent and the reason for the season. Anne likes the foundation. Maybelline makes some of my very favorite foundations, Tache, and I have several right here. I'll show you. I have the Maybelline Fit Me. Love that. I use the matte and poreless because I have oily combo skin. The 30-hour foundation is absolutely gorgeous. And the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint is also beautiful. It's one of my very favorite. This is my second bottle of it. I have a lot of foundations. So if I use one completely up, that says a lot about how I feel about it. And this is my second bottle of that. So yes, Maybelline foundations are beautiful, and so is their powder. In fact, the Maybelline Fit Me powder is one of my favorite powders. I don't have it currently because I just used it up. And this year I've been really focusing on using the products that I have. And so I did not allow myself to go repurchase that powder until I get through a few other ones. So I think I'm going to go to the eyeshadows, and you guys voted for hot chocolate. So that's what we're getting. Okay. I feel like my skin looks really good with this foundation. I don't feel like I have a mask. I can't feel it sitting on my face. The IT Cosmetics CC cream is a little bit heavy on me. The e.l.f. CC cream I can't use at all. It looks terrible on my skin. Even the hydrating one, I tried that one as well. Do they have that one? Do they have a hydrating one in that, or just in the concealer? I don't know. e.l.f. doesn't have, the only e.l.f. foundation, in case you're curious, that I can use that works on my skin is the Soft Glam. This is beautiful on my skin. It's $8. It's a fantastic bargain. But the CC cream that they have, it just completely breaks down on my skin in like 4 hours. Looks terrible. Probably more than you wanted to know, but there you go. All right, I need to find my brushes. So, fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in first to that shade right there. I'm not going to put any eyeshadow primer on today. Just going to go right in with the powders and see how they do. And like I said, I like using a skin tone. Obviously, if your skin tone is different than mine, then your skin tone shade is going to be different than mine. I like using a light skin tone shade to just kind of like an artist when they start painting a picture. The first thing they do usually is completely white gesso, right? If you're doing an oil paint over the whole canvas to make a base. This, like I said, not only does it blank out any of the lines, veins, dark spots, whatever that you have on your lids, it also gives a really nice base for blending. So if you have trouble blending your eyeshadow sometimes, then using this tip of putting down a base layer before you put on your colors might be helpful to you. Eyeshadow primer that I prefer right now, my favorite one is from Ulta, the Ulta Beauty brand. And I think this looks different now. They've repackaged it, and I think they might have named it differently. This was the matte eye primer in nude, but I think the product inside the package is still the same. I like this one because it is really cool toned. If you see that, it's very creamy and it's cool toned, and so it's not going to cause, like if you're going to do a cool toned eyeshadow and you use a primer that's warm toned, your shadows are going to want to pull warm. So anyway, right now that's the one I've been using, and you can see it's almost gone. So I don't like the Milani because it does a good job keeping your eyeshadow on, but I like, if I'm going to use a primer, I want a primer that has coverage because I need it to blank out my eyes. So, all right, using a smaller fluffy brush, I'm going to go into Amore, which is that mid-tone matte right there. And I'm going to look into my mirror and start putting that shade above the crease. I have hooded eyes, which is, some people are born with them, and some people, they happen more as we age, that the eyes start to droop. And so to define that crease and kind of hide that hood, dark colors make things recede, then I start my shadow a little bit above, kind of right underneath that orbital bone, not all the way to the brow bone. I also plan my eyeshadow so that it does not come down below my lower lash line, because that will drag your eye down over here, and you don't want to do that. You want your face to appear more lifted, because gravity takes its toll, and we can, with makeup, kind of fool the eye a little bit and raise it back up. So Pink Dragon says she has 12 cats, and one of them does not behave very well. Well, cats can sometimes be a little bit of a jerk. My cat Leonard, short for Leonardo DiCaprio, by the way, really only likes me and is kind of a jerk to everybody else. So they do that sometimes. My daughter's cat, Lolo, is just a sweetheart and loves everyone. And Leonard initially did not like her. We just got her not very long ago. But he has come around, and now Uncle Leonard loves his little Lolo. So let's see. We are going to go into a denser. No, I don't want to use that one. This one. It's a little bit of a pencil brush. Can you see the tip on that? Maybe if I hold it up against my shirt. Anyway, I'm going to go into the deeper chocolatey brown patisserie. And I'm going in and then tapping off because I don't want too much of this. It's a very deep color. And I'm going to use this brush only to place the color. And I like it because it's kind of sharp and pointy, and I can put it exactly where I want in a little V shape out here. And this is not going to stay just like this. I will blend. Have no fear. But it's nice sometimes to place the color where you want it. And then I'm going to take that brush that I used for my transition shade for the blending. And just little light circles. Again, keeping it lifted on the edge. These are really, really nice shades. They blend super well. And don't forget your fingers. They're the best blenders. You know, sometimes if the brush isn't doing what you want, go in with your fingers and it works great. All right, here's your drink. Hang on. So if you're in the comments and you celebrate Christmas, have you started your Christmas shopping yet? I have not. I'm going to use all 3 of these shimmers. Now this is a little extra, and you could probably just use one. If you really just wanted an easy look, you could take one, swipe it on your eye, and be done and go. But where's the fun in that, right? I'm here playing with makeup. We're going to play with makeup. Got a flat shader brush. I'm going to go into Ooh La La first and put that one on the very outer third of the eye. Typically, if you want more impact from your shimmers, if you use your finger, you'll get more impact, or if you wet them, they will pop more. But I'm going to go ahead and use a brush. Now I'm flipping the brush over from where I used that and going into Tartation, I don't know, this one here. I should be able to figure out what that name is, but I can't. So, and then that is going in the middle. I'm going for kind of a gradient of light to dark as we go through. Then I'm going to take my finger, because I don't have a third side of the brush, and go into Mon Chéri in the inner corner. And I like having a lighter shade in my inner corner because otherwise my eyes are kind of deep set, but also bulging a little bit at the same time. And if I bring the dark shade too far in, they just look sunken. So that's why I like a lighter shade on the inner corner. Oh, Mary, good for you. Mary says she's done and including a small stack of Christmas cards. So good for you. I am not. In fact, I haven't even started. So I'm going to now go back in and do the other eye. And dark shade on the outside. And then the gold in the middle. And the little bit of a pink rose gold lighter right in the center. I mean, not center, inner portion. Just to show you, if I take that gold, let's see if it pops a little bit more if I use my finger. I think it does. What do you think? Does it look like the shimmer shimmered more when I put it on with my finger? I feel like it did. And then I'm going to use a liner brush, and I'm going to go into that deep brown. Now you could use a little bit of a setting spray on a palette or in your hand, and then put that in and wet it and actually come up with like a liquid liner if you wanted to. I'm just going to scrub that into the lash line. And especially because I have such fair skin, if I have a liner in the lash line, it already starts to make my lashes look thicker. And so the mascara doesn't have quite such a hard lift because it doesn't have that light skin showing through the base of the lashes. This is a really good way to line if you don't like or aren't very good with a pencil liner, okay? I like to sometimes tightline with a pencil liner, but if you have shaky hands or you're just not comfortable being that close to your eye with a pencil, then use your eyeshadows and they can do just as good a job and sometimes look less harsh. I can't do a wing because the way my eyes droop here, if I do a wing, then when I open my eye, I have a Nike swoosh. It's not a wing anymore. It scoops down because the eye drops. But if I look with my eyes open and I take what's left on my brush and just kind of flick it out just a little bit, I can do kind of a false wing, a pretend wing, if you will. And it just helps to lift the outer corners of my eye a little bit more than if it weren't there. It's super subtle and it's super easy. So if you have trouble with eyeliner, you can't do a wing anymore, just use a shadow. And I think this little palette created a beautiful look. What do you guys think? Cachet, that's okay. Sometimes, you know what, your time and just thinking of people is plenty, and that's fine. So we do what we can, and that's all we can do. So I am going to use, I told you I would use the Man-Eater mascara, and I'm going to curl my lashes. So just in case this bugs you, turn away. I'll let you know when I'm done with it. I know some people don't like watching the whole lash curling process, but I'll let you know. I'm not going to talk too much when I do this because I don't want to yank my lashes out. Okay. All right, I'm done. If you don't want to watch that, it's done. And then let's try this Tarte Man-Eater mascara. Now, the end of it was a little gloopy, so I did brush off the end of it. And there are like little spiky, let me see, there's like little spiky pokey bristles on the end. And I'm guessing that that's going to be really helpful to get those inner little bitty lashes. So I'm going to kind of get to the base of the lashes and do this little wiggle, wiggle, pull thing. And I do see this brush is really doing a good job separating the lashes. I don't know how it's going to wear, if it's going to flake, if it's going to smudge, if it's going to transfer to the brow bone, that kind of thing, because this is my first impression. It's a little gloopy, so sometimes if that happens, you can just kind of scrape the wand and get some of the gloppiness off. A little extra came out, I think, than I would have liked. It builds up really quickly. Sometimes you have to work and work and work and work to get, let's see if these little spiky ones on the end, yeah, they kind of do a good job getting those lower lashes covered. And then let's go for one more coat on both sides and see if we can build this up. It did a good job separating. I think it did an okay job with volume. Let's see if we can get a little length from it. What is your biggest struggle with your lashes? Do you need length, volume, curl, or D, all of the above? I think as we get older, the answer tends to more towards the all of the above, because our lashes get sparse and thin, just like the hair on our head and our eyebrows and that sort of thing. So okay, I think should you go live in class right now? If you want to. So, what do you think? What do you think of my these things, my eyelashes? Sometimes words are hard. I like the effect that gave me, and I'll put some notes when I do the replay. When I post that, I'll put some notes on how that wore, if it flaked or, that sort of thing. I do need to get some eyebrows on because I'm looking a little crazy right now, folks. And blonde hair, blonde eyebrows that are very thin and sparse. This is not a Tarte product. This is just the CoverGirl Easy Breezy. By the way, even though I'm like featuring Tarte products in this video, it's not sponsored in any way by Tarte. They don't know I'm doing this. They don't know who I am. I do have the products linked in the description box if you want to shop through them, but it's not sponsored by Tarte. These are products I purchased with my own money and just wanted to play with. I am not one of those people who spends a lot of time on their eyebrows. You may think, yeah, we know, we can tell, but I don't care. I normally wear bangs, so you can't really see them anyway. I just have them pinned out of the way so that they're not in, like I said, not in the way, but that's about all I'm going to do as far as eyebrows. All right, now we need to put some blush on, but before I do that, I am going to reach into products that I already have. Yeah, it is a very black mascara, and I appreciate that. I know some people are like, oh, with blonde hair, you should wear brown mascara because it's less harsh or whatever. I put on brown mascara, I look like I don't have any eyes. I don't have a very high contrast face. My coloring is kind of all the same, and so I need the black mascara to actually make it show up. So I am going to use a little bit of bronzer. I do have a travel size of the Amazonian Clay, and this is Park Avenue Princess. This is a beautiful bronzer for my skin tone. I haven't used it a lot. Let me see if I can find a brush for this. Let's do this one. Okay, just have this is, I don't know what this is. It just says contour blending. I think it's a Luxie. It came in an Ipsy or something. I've had it for a while. And so I just need to get a little dimension back in this face. And I don't put my bronzer like in the contour zone because bronzer is supposed to hit your face where the sun would hit it if you had been out in the sun. And the sun is not going to carve out your cheekbones. It's going to hit the high points of your face and give you a sun-kissed glow. So that's where I'm putting it. I don't really always put it on my forehead because, like I said, I wear bangs, and so you can't see it anyway. But it does kind of help conceal this high forehead. By the way, people say I did a Brad Mondo butterfly haircut video that went absolutely insanely viral. If you're done here and you want to go check out my channel and watch that one, I cut my own hair, and it's my curls are kind of fallen after doing them this morning. But people were saying, oh, her hair is receding and she's going bald. And no, I've had this forehead, all 5 fingers fit my entire life. My mom has the same hairline. My grandmother had the same hairline. It just is the hairline that I have always had. So in case you are worried about my hair falling out, it's just what it is. I do use this to contour just a little bit and hide the jowls because, like I was talking about earlier, gravity, things are falling. And if we can't lift them back up, then maybe we can hide the fact that they're falling. I see some comments have popped up. Oh, thank you, Tasha. I'm glad you saw that Brad Mondo video. It was a lot of fun, and I had no idea when I did it that it was going to resonate so much. But I'm very glad that it did because it's really done great things for my channel. Blush. I think we're going to use, this one is going to be just too pink and too bright for this eye look. So I'm not going with that. I'm going to use the double duty beauty. Is that the, no, berry. I'm sorry. I'm like, where's the shade name on this thing? Let's use the berry because that's what I've got right now. And then after that, we're going to go back to this guy because, man, that is a pretty palette. All right, so let's just dab on some blush and blend. Pretty, pretty shade. And I try not to get too close this way with the blush. I try to start kind of at the outer part of the iris and go back and up like that. This blended really easily, by the way. And even over that powder bronzer, really nice. Wow. I am very, very pleased with that. That's a beautiful shade. I tend to be a little blush blind, so, you know, let's put a little more on. Why not? That's pretty. So this is the blush tape in Berry. Very highly recommend that. So pretty. Okay. No hair pieces. We work with, you're right, we work with what we have. And I can't believe how much volume that butterfly cut gave my hair. It's incredible. And the curls, even though they've fallen a little bit from what I did this morning, they last all day. My hair looks good all day. And I've had more people, seriously, in the last 2 months, so it's been almost 2 months since I cut it, stop me, random strangers, tell me that my hair is pretty that I've ever had, I think, in my life. Like at the grocery store, I've had people say, your hair looks really nice, or I really like your hair. So a little, you know, just a little boost there. Oh, I want to use the Fake Awake, the little eyeliner. So this is just, like I said, a skin tone, like a light, no, it's not white. White can be too harsh. Don't use white in your lower waterline, but just a little light eyeliner. I'm going to put this in the lower waterline. This is really creamy. It's going on super easily. I barely had to touch it to the waterline. Now, I do think that it got a little gloppy, so let me, I don't have a Q-tip here. I would use that. Just going to take a brush real quick. There, it just had a little bit of a glop. So look at this eye compared to this eye. And I won't get too close because nobody looks at me this close except my husband. Okay, what do you think? Do you think that it helps open the eye up and make it look more awake, or do you not like it? Vote in the comments. Tell me. Oh, thank you, God365. Happy Veterans Day. If we have anyone in the comments who is a veteran, thank you for your service. If you are a veteran, if you're part of a veteran family, thank you for the service of your loved one. My brother served, my grandfather served, my dad, and so veterans are very special to me as well. And happy Veterans Day. Thank you. Hello, Christine. Oh, how fun if you met somebody in my comment section that you went to high school. Kayla, thank your mama and dad if I hope that they're still with you, and thank you. Yeah, I do need to put the hair down. You're right. Okay, let's do that. I should have brought a comb over here so that I could fix this, but it's just going to be, it's going to be what it'll be. Is that better? Okay. So the Fake Awake eye and the non-Fake Awake eye, let's make them even, shall we? It can be difficult to line that waterline with some pencils because they don't want, it's wet and they don't want to stick to it. but this did really well. I think this is maybe one of the best that I've used in my lower waterline like that. So Bake Awake, I like it. Has my seal it does have my recommendation. And I'm assuming that it will stay because that's what it's intended for. I'm assuming that it is waterproof and will stay in the waterline without any difficulty. It is not shimmery at all, Erin. No, it is a completely matte, just a let me do a swatch there. Completely matte, and I'm going to see how it dries down and then how it stays. So when it dries down, I'll try to wipe it off and see what happens. John Vanden Bosch, thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day to you. Okay. Yes, Anne says it opens up the eye. Kayla, thank you for your service. She says veteran. Oh no, Kayla, her mom and dad was a veteran. Yes, I think I already got that one that came through like broken up. Oh, Christine, I'm sorry for your loss of your grandpa. And thank you again for your family, to your grandma, for everyone. Thank you for his service, and prayers with you for the loss of your grandpa. Okay, I need to put some lips. Oh, no. I need to get back to this. You guys would have not been happy if I'd forgotten that. Okay, so we have this beautiful highlighting palette, and I'm a little nervous. It says to use the Champagne Blur all over for kind of a lit from within glow. I'm a little nervous of that, especially because, like I said, I do have combo oily skin, and sometimes if I use a hourglass, I've never used an hourglass, but something like that powder, I think most people know what I'm talking about. If I mention hourglass, like the ambient light powder, or even like e.l.f. Halo Glow, something like that is an all over glow, it can kind of start to creep up into disco ball territory. So I'm not sure that I want to put this all over, but I definitely want to highlight. So I am going to take, this is a Real Techniques, what's it called? Real Techniques. Pink writing on pink shimmery barrel is not over 50 friendly. Buffing brush, maybe? I think it's this buffing brush. And I'm just going to highlight. I'm going to use the middle one. This is the lightest one. And so while I'm not going to powder everything, I am going to highlight and see. Oh, it is super subtle, like more than I anticipated. Can you even see it? Can you tell that I highlighted? Let's try the other one on the other side. Why not? We're playing with makeup. Okay, that one's a little darker. I think that one shows up a little better. Okay, we're going in with a big brush, and I'm just going to powder. Like I said, we're playing with makeup. Why not? I generally do powder my face and set down my makeup, because otherwise I do end up looking kind of greasy by the end of the day. So what do we think of this? I don't think, I'm going to turn, let's see if we can get a little more light on the subject here. A little bit. Is that too much light? Might be too bright. Let me know. Is that too bright? That's too bright. That's too bright. Okay. Okay. That's really pretty. I don't feel like that was too glowy at all. And in fact, I'm going to go in with a little bit more because it's really pretty. When you highlight and you have more mature skin, if it's chunky glitter or too beaming, you can kind of tend to accentuate the texture that you might have on your skin. These are super smooth and they don't accentuate anything. I think it just gives a little life to my skin. Yeah, I like these. I'm not sure what the price of this is, but I'm very glad it was in my mystery box. So need to do something with my lips, and this is the pink one that came with the hot cocoa. So I think, and then that's the lip cream that I showed you earlier that's also kind of pink. So let's use, I'm not going to use this lip liner. It's too bright and it will not go with this look at all. But I am going to use this one in hot cocoa. So this is the one that came with the hot cocoa palette. And I do have that lip plumper on from earlier. So let me take that off. So the nice thing about these is you really can use them without a lip liner because it's a balm and it's just a tinted balm. It's become one of my favorite lip formulas to use. I really like the Maybelline Lifter Glaze balm. It's very pretty and so comfortable to use. L'Oreal, is it L'Oreal or Revlon? L'Oreal, I think, has one that's super pretty. And Elf has a lip plumping, Pout Clout lip plumping pen if you're looking for something with a little bit less of a price. But these right now on the Tarte site are on sale for $11. If you use the code SINGLEDAYS, all capital letters, all one word, single, is it singles? Hang on, let me check. Singles with an S, Singles Day. You get there's a lot of products on sale. Not everything's $11. It's $11 and up. And so some of the products are $13, $20, depends, but you can check them on their website. And this is so nice. I really like this. Sometimes with these plumping pens, or not even plumping pens, but these balm pens, when you put them on, they can start to take off what you've put on and it gets a little patchy. This did not at all. And if you don't like fragrance or whatever in your lip products, might not like this one, but it smells delicious. And it has just a little hint, just a hint of a cooling sensation, not even a tingle. I wouldn't even call it a tingle. It's just a hint. Beautiful. This is one that you could easily take out of your purse, put on without a mirror and not have to worry about whether you have it everywhere or not. I'm gonna close my eyes just to show you. You can just there, put it on. You don't even have to look. So it's easy to reapply. And I have a feeling that it's going to really keep my lips hydrated and smooth. So it just kind of smooths out the lines. And if you have, excuse me, if you have deeper lip lines, this is one that could want to migrate a little bit. And so you might want to wear a lip liner with it. But I really like it. And I really like the way this makeup looks. So let's check. I'm going to check on comments again. And then I think I'm about to get ready to wrap this up because surprisingly, I've been going for almost 2 hours, but I've been having so much fun. And I'm so glad that I don't have to edit anything. And that's the worst part of YouTube for me is the editing. So I feel so much more relaxed and me when I'm doing a live like this because there's actually people there that I'm talking to. And it would be great if we could actually talk back and forth, but then nobody would ever hear anything because we'd all be talking at the same time, right? Okay. Thank you, Janice. Oh, okay. So Erin looked up the Glow Bar, and she said this runs $49. So this product right here, and I'm trying not to blind you with it because it's really glowy. This product right here almost paid for the entire mystery box of $59. So definitely was a good bargain. And I'm so sorry that you guys can't get that mystery box, but keep an eye out because if they do it again, I think, and obviously you're not going to get the same products, but they did put really good products in their mystery box. Okay. Tasha, yes, I love this lip. Why not lower eyelashes? Make us look older. I did put mascara on my lower lashes. Are you saying that we shouldn't because it makes us look older, or that you couldn't tell that I did it? Honestly, this did not go on the lower lashes as easily as some of my other mascaras do. I was afraid that if I went in too much with it, that I was going to just get it everywhere. However, I will say, I almost always end up with mascara dots like on my eyes because the wand just either transfers up or I touch it or something. And with this one, I didn't. So that is a huge bonus point for this mascara. I touched the inside of my nose, or I usually make a mess with mascara. I didn't this time, which, hey, being live, it's kind of nice that I didn't make a mistake, or at least with my mascara. Okay. Well, I think which shade? What do you the shade you're looking for, Maya or Erin? I'm sorry, the lip plumper or the highlighter? I'm not sure what you're asking. Which shade? Well, I'm 60 and I don't think it's too much. So, Anne, you do whatever you want. If you like it, do it. So I think, there are these rules. I don't know who made them up. That says that, if you're 50, you can't do this, and if you're 60, you can't do that. And my thinking is they don't pay my bills and they don't live my life, and I can do whatever I want. And if somebody doesn't like it, it's okay. It's no skin off my nose. So I do what I want and I do what I like. And if I don't think it's too much, then it's not too much. And if you don't think it's too much, then it's not too much. So go ahead and do it. Okay, Erin, the lip balm is hot cocoa. It is the Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump. So this is the one that actually has a little bit of plumping. And so that's why it has that little bit of a minty flavor or minty feel, kind of a cooling feel to it. So yes, Mary, I agree. We just, you do what you want. Nobody's the boss of you except you, you do what it's up to you, especially with makeup, because it washes off. And if you play with it and you don't like the look you come up with, then you wash your face and you try again. So thank you, Maria. Okay, I am going to wrap this up. We have been here. I thank you for those. If you have been here for the entire hour and 45 minutes that I've been playing with makeup, can you please put a heart emoji in the comments? I can't think of an emoji that you guys would all have right now. So just put a heart emoji down there if you have been here the entire hour and 45-minute live, because I would like to. Thanks, Erin. You have a blessed afternoon too. And then we're going to wrap this up. So really quick, drop your heart emoji if you've been here the whole time, and then we'll wrap this up. Tashay, and you're my first to follow someone on any live watching from New Mexico. And I'm very glad that you were here, that I get to be your first live. M.A. Swirl, Maria, thank you guys for being here the whole time. I appreciate it. And I think that oh, and we got a couple more. Mary. Hello, Lillian. If you just popped in, we're about to wrap up here, but catch the replay. And Aaron. All right, you guys, thank you so much. This was so much fun, and I love how this makeup turned out. If you have some people in your life who you think would like these little gift sets, I think that they are definitely worth it. So like I said, they came with a palette, a mascara, and a lip product, and there were, you know, 2 for $59, 2 of these sets for $59. So yeah, I like it. And I will see you guys again in another live. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye-bye.